Hey everybody, it's Jake from Pro in Winchester, Virginia. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about social media influence. Specifically, accounts that maybe look good on the outside. You know, they say that they're helping with lifting technique or form or rehab. But when we actually start looking at the content that they're putting out and some of the narratives that they produce, they're kind of predatory. They're trying to target people that really don't have a big scientific background as a way to push their products or try to create some sort of like false persona that they are more credentialed than they actually are. And the reason I want to talk about this stuff is because it's something that has become much more prevalent especially in the Instagram world. You'll scroll through, you'll see a video that has a green check or a red X that says, don't do this. You have to do squats this way or push-ups this way because these things are bad for you. And while in some cases they may be well-intentioned, there's really not a lot of science or evidence to back up a lot of the claims that they say. Hi. You don't know me, but I'm kind of a big deal. I've got several 100,000 followers on Instagram. I'm sponsored by a CBD company. I provide my own coaching and nutrition plans. No, I'm not certified to do any of these things. I just do it as a way to make money because people like my shirtless pics on Instagram and they watch my clickbait YouTube videos, where I really just provide nonsensical gibberish, kind of veiled in some thinly anatomical and somewhat pseudoscientific narrative to try to get people to believe that I'm more credible than I am. That's right, I'm advertising that I have a bachelor's of science in nutrition. No, I'm not a registered dietitian, nor am I a physical therapist, a chiropractor, an MD, but that doesn't matter because my last shirtless selfie got me 500,000 likes, and I can bench press 225 for 4 reps. Well, thanks for checking out my page. If you'd like to learn more information, you can check out several of the IG Lives or YouTube videos where I talk about squat form and how posture is bad for you. Because once again, I have so many credentials to back up the claims that I make, and I'm very much up to date on the current scientific literature. In conclusion, I have a beard, I'm sponsored by a CBD company, and I've started my own line of nutrition supplements. Run-of-the-mill protein powder that I've just repackaged for the purposes of becoming more wealthy off of all of the Instagram likes. You can use the discount code that's in my bio so that I can buy more hats like this, continue to grow a beard, wear sunglasses inside, and just generally perpetuate a lifestyle and a business that's not really founded in any sort of truth. The sad part is that as much of a joke as that was, the reality is that a lot of influencers out there, and I say influencers, that's what it's like. The thing with social media is that we are able to project the vision of ourselves that we want people to see. So in a lot of cases, these Fitspo or inspirational or fitness or nutrition pages that a lot of us pass through on our Discover feeds, a lot of those people aren't qualified to be giving advice on the information that they're putting out there. A lot of them are providing outdated narratives on things like back pain or training technique. And the reality is that they don't have any sort of certification or knowledge base to really be putting out this information. In a lot of situations, they're just repackaging old and outdated material that has been circulating on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube for the purposes of kind of growing their own brand. They look at creating a following and having more people that are a part of their community as a way to grow their business. And so at the end of the day, they're not necessarily concerned with how your body's functioning, whether or not you have pain. They're just trying to sell you a product. And whether that's CBD oil or protein powder, or they've just started their own clothing company, you have to really look at the motivations and the core of where someone's coming from when they're presenting things on social media. And that's not to say that there aren't great coaches and great clinicians and great nutritionists and dietitians and doctors that have great pages on Instagram. The popularity and authenticity of an influencer or someone on social media does not mean that they are qualified to give you healthcare information information about exercise, nutrition, or rehabilitation. We live in a world where we have very short attention spans and we're constantly scrolling through flashy things on Instagram. And a lot of these companies and influencers are very good at using marketing techniques to present you with information that looks professional or looks flashy or looks eye-catching. But when you start actually looking at the quality of the content that they're putting out, it's really not that good. You can't take an Instagram post that has a green check or a red X and just assume that that is accurate scientific literature. Somebody literally just spent like 20 minutes on a program like Canva, took pictures of them doing push-ups in 2 different styles, and put a green check on one and a red X on the other, and now they're telling you that you have to do that, otherwise you're gonna get hurt. And that's just not how it works. We have tons of muscles and tons of support systems and a body that is incredibly resilient and capable of healing and adapting and changing and becoming stronger to the demands that we put on it. And so a lot of these narratives, they're just not good. We need to do a good job of putting out content that is meaningful, purposeful, and as accurate as we know about at the time. Sometimes we make mistakes, right? And that's the whole point. We need to be willing to grow and change our opinions and change the messages that we're sending people as we find and are presented with more accurate information. The problem is that a lot of people in these online spaces use the dismissive argument that if you're following scientific literature or you're evidence-based, that you're behind the times. Their research can't catch up to their innovativeness. And while in some situations that can be the case, when we have research evidence for the past 15 years that's talking about how narratives that are floating out there about how our spine is inherently unstable or that certain postural positions are inherently bad, it's not accurate. And we have all this scientific literature to show that, yet they're using this argument to try to dismiss it, even though we know what they're saying isn't right. And it just frustrates me. It makes me so upset because there are hundreds of thousands of people that are presented with information like this every day and that take it as truth, as gospel, because an account that has 500,000 followers and a good editing team and creates flashy, eye-catching content, puts it out there. That's not how this works. And so obviously I'm speaking from a position of authority. I'm speaking to you on a social media platform, but I want you to know that our goal here at Pro is to not provide you with this stuff. Right? We want to be as authentic as possible. We want to try to give you information that's up to date, that's accurate, that does not put these false narratives on you with tactics that are trying to scare you into thinking that there's something wrong with you where you need to depend on us. We should be empowering you and helping you to live the life that you want and to live it well. The goal here is really to get us all to critically think, to think about the stuff that's put out there on the internet, especially when it comes in the context of healthcare, rehab, or nutrition. Thanks for coming to my rant today. Hope you guys got something out of it. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel if you like the content that we put out, because our goal is to help empower you and to get you doing the things that you love in a way that's educational, informative, hopefully funny sometimes, but is also authentic and is not trying to mislead you.